I'm ready for this.
Cool. I'm woefully unprepared.
I'm trying to convince myself.
Okay, it's just a pep talk.
It's when the magic happens.
I think we've moved on past the syncing, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We've graduated to another plane of podcasting.
Sure, we just intuit each other. All the tracks just fall into place.
Right.
Well, he's drunk.
Seems like an optimal time to hit record.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That train is off the track.
I feel like you can't just like jump through Neptune and be okay.
Just prepare to...
What the show needs is more dogs and bears and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, so just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness. Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is January 17th, 2016, and this is episode 153. Today is June 26th, 2016. I don't even know. What episode is this? 180? It's summertime, I can tell you that. I got it wrong last time. I have no idea this time.
I'm guessing it's 187.
You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast, and this is episode 200.
200!
Yay!
Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials and season ticket holder. Joining me are our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. Joining me are two of our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast.
Buttered toast is so tasty.
Buttered toast. Buttered toast. First from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? I want to give a quick shout-out to a new sponsor on the Undebeatables here, Panic Buttons.
Oh,
Panic Buttons, the official button of the Indiana Pacers in the months of March and April.
with me in Indianapolis, Indiana, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? Yeah, Joey and I are in the same room together, so I don't know. Look out for the tickle fights.
Why is that what came to your head? And coming to you from Eugene, Oregon, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, boys? But yeah, great to be back. There's a cold and rainy day here. I don't know what that symbolizes for my Pacers fans. There's probably a Wuthering Heights joke about Moors in here somewhere, but we'll leave that for our literary pod.
The Underreadables.
The Underreadables.
Ooh. Write that down.
Movies is the new reading, Joey.
Quick shout out to Tic Tacs, who this week, in a strange turn, had to convince people that they weren't the official breath mint of sexual assault. So it's a weird year.
PR team did not see that coming.
They were not prepared for that.
What is up, Pacer Nation? How's everybody doing? A couple shouts out this week. One to Ryan, the gentleman from Trivia that I called Andrew last week. So, he was listening for a shout out and then got named incorrectly. So my apologies to Ryan. Had a great time again this last week.
He knew who he was.
He knew who he was.
He knew
That's
who
right.
he was.
And then shout out again to Mitch and Rachel. So we'll just get everybody in there.
I like how you went with shouts out this week. I don't know, like attorneys general.
Yeah, exactly. Surgeons General.
I don't know if that's correct or not, but I like it and I'm sticking to it.
I have shouts out as well. First of all, it's a Connie, superfan Connie. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday.
Shout out.
And related to the election news, shout out to Joey, our host, who's not here. He and his wife Catherine are out working hard on the campaign trail, and hopefully helping to turn out that vote. So this might be our last episode before the world ends. So
Well, the Cubbies won.
Let's put a good one in.
Yeah, that was
The Cubbies-
clearly the seventh seal of the apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, shout out to the Cubs. Shout out to Greg, our super fan, Cubs fan.
So shout out to the Indiana Pacers opposing team 3-point percentage.
Very specific shout out.
That is
Very
me.
specific and a bit roundabout.
Yes.
I like it.
Anyway,
Got a special shout out this week, and I forgot to write down the girl's name.
shout out.
If you had a nickel for every time that happened in your life, right? Shout out to little Vincenzo. He's going to see his first Pacer game. It's pretty exciting.
Shout out.
It's Indiana baptism, baby.
No.
And Vinny, thanks for listening to the pod. I appreciate you downloading every week. It's great.
That's where he learned his first swears.
Yeah.
So, we're going to a game tonight.
Indeed, in the Smoothie King Center.
I saw the Smoothie King stand at the mall, or at the, whatever,
Nice.
not the mall, the airport. Just with the mall with planes.
Yep.
Wow. Just saw some dude's butt. There was a piggyback ride across the street, and the girl tried to pull down the piggyback.
Piggyback E? Or the
Piggyback E would be the rider.
No, the Piggyback E would be the carrier.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh, the carrier would be the...
The Piggyback E. Because if you piggyback onto something else, you're the piggybacker. That means you're jumping onto somebody else's back. Right? And the person off whom you're piggybacking is the piggyback E.
Okay.
That's how I think about it. I mean, that's how I learned in school. I don't know how they taught you at Roncalli, but...
We spent less time talking about piggybacking.
at Browderville, it's like, this is the only way you're going to make it ahead.
We took religion class instead of that. So I learned about the Bible. Very little
I
bit.
feel like there's a whole chapter in...
It's Leviticus, right?
yeah, Leviticus, there's a lot of piggybacking going on. So here we are, Joey.
Yep.
French Quarter.
Yep.
We're a block away from Bourbon Street. I didn't realize we were going to be that close. When I booked the hotel, I knew we were going to be in the French Quarter. But I didn't know that I would put you a stone's throw from your certain demise.
I want to talk about the baby race. It was probably the best baby race that I've seen in the history of baby races.
Wow.
The race itself was a pretty amazing. One baby was just beeline for the finish line and stopped about an inch short and just stayed right there. The second baby, other babies are just wandering around.
Sure, that's the best part about baby races.
One baby was going like perpendicular to the track, but then they picked the baby up, put it back down, and ended up winning the race.
Really?
Yeah.
So the baby that got out in the lead just stopped.
Just stopped. I think froze up under pressure.
Sure.
And it was way shorter than the ones they do in Indy.
Okay.
They said everything is bigger in Texas, but the baby races are not.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from the game.
Well, that was definitely the highlight.
Yeah, worth the price of admission still.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad to see baby races coming back to the glory that they deserve, right? I mean, there's been controversy in the baby race community for a few weeks now, and you know, things like this really validate the exploitation of babies for our entertainment.
So you guys loved Clutch. You thought he was a great...
He's a good mascot.
I'm
He
worried
does a good
about
job.
his health long term, but he's a
Why
little,
is that?
he's a little chubby around the
Okay.
midsection.
He's probably got the diabetes.
It's got the sugars.
I want to say congratulations to Twitter user Hemingway's Beard.
Shout out.
Oh no.
You win a T-shirt and some muscle men. We're going to send them to you in the mail.
Yeah, thank you for participating in that contest. Hashtag Musclemen. You definitely earned the T-shirt for. I don't know if you actually clicked on hashtag Musclemen. How do you do it? Do you click on it?
You don't, but you did. You did spur on some honest conversations between Colson and I about what a hashtag is, and he got to see some things that I don't think he was expecting.
Sure. But congratulations. Joey and I currently are going to go through some Musclemen and decide what we're going to send you. Do you want the guy with the hole in his head?
We're going through the
guy
toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
The toys. You want the guy with the broken horns?
We can do this after the show.
The crab guy. What do you think? The blue crab guy. Let's send him the blue crab guy, the guy with the hole in his head, and the guy with 6 arms. All right. We're sending that your way, Titan's beard.
I totally had the guy with 6 arms.
Hemingway's beard. Titan's beard.
Apparently, he thinks of you as a Titan.
Look up here! Look up here! Look up here! Hey, you guys!
The veteran leadership on this team is limited, right? I mean, it's Monte Ellis right now.
Right.
Is our
Paul
veteran
George.
leader. And Paul George, but I think that it's clear to me, at least, that this season that Paul is not ready to take on that mantle, right? And maybe it's because there's a lot of things going on. I mean, he is asked to do a lot of things, right? And he's coming back from a major injury.
He's got a lot of stuff going on.
So it would be nice if there were another voice in the locker room, or at least, and also that could play on the floor, right, to calm people down. Especially, I think, that second unit, right?
Another guy moving up my top 25 list. I love CJ Miles. He's been a revelation, I think, for as you know what I thought the season was going to look like. I didn't have him penciled in for shit, and he's been our second or third best player. So shout out to CJ Miles.
I wish there was a sound effect for eye rolling so everyone could. Even though not CJ Miles, you're top 25.
And I will take this opportunity on air to eat a bunch of crow about Jan Mahinmi this season. He has been, for me, the most surprising Pacer thus far this season.
Sure.
He has played fantastic basketball. The man gets assists. I don't even know who this guy is.
There was one point in the Houston game where he got an offensive rebound and a putback, and I found myself standing up and yelling, "Jan Mahinmi for president." I don't know where it came from, but that was the emotion that I had.
Well, I'll say right now, the team is, I don't know if we mentioned this, the team is 22-18 going into the Sunday night game versus the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
Is it Nougat?
Is it
Tasty
singular?
Center.
Who is their tasty center right now?
Kenneth Fareed.
It's Kenneth Fareed, their tasty center. Is it true that you signed up for the Beer of the Minute Club?
Goodness, and actually, here's the thing: on air, the birthday girl just brought me a Bloody Mary.
Cutest Bloody Mary that ever happened.
Is that supposed to be a smiley face or a penis? Okay. There's a little face on top of the.
I don't think you need to explain.
There's a little face on top of the Bloody Mary. And so shout out to Shannon Sennard.
Shout out.
West Coast, can you top that?
I defer.
It's Super Bowl Sunday. It's Chinese New Year. I'm excited about that. We're having our celebration for that here coming up later today, which I'm excited about that. So we're celebrating early. It's a Mickey's morning for me.
What? Coming strong.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Why did the Chinese hate you so much?
Some Mickey's morning.
Oh, I saw it in the store and was like, I remember 15 years ago I had a lot of fun.
I really want to listen to some House of Pain now. That's Mickey's makes me
Right.
One last thing before we get into the games, I want to shout out to the Undebeatables. We had our birthday, our third birthday. was January 20th.
Oh.
And
Happy birthday.
yeah,
3 years old.
Guys. So it's really actually more of an anniversary, and the third anniversary gemstone is Pearl or Jade. So Pacer fans, feel free to send me Pearl and Jade.
yeah.
I'm not sure I look good in them, but I'm pretty sure they do have resale value.
Just send cash.
Here's what I'm having trouble coming with. So you're sitting at dinner at a table, and your boy. Everybody says that these guys are boys.
I saw so many pictures of these dudes just like taking selfies together.
Right. Somebody says something stupid, or somebody's like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
Right.
having sex with your wife
Yeah,
or whatever."
me and the girl.
Yeah. And so
Also, your mom.
yeah, exactly. Blake Griffin hauls off and hits him in the restaurant. Well, you said details are hazy, but that's what I've heard. Hits him in the restaurant. Everybody makes them go outside, and they continue their fight. Nobody's breaking this up. Nobody's been like, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. Like, yeah, just go ahead and pummel on the trainer. This will be fine.
You're like, hey, I'm the trainer, who's going to pass you the ball during shoot-around tomorrow? Like,
I just don't know how it got this far. It's friends.
Now this
What
trainer
could he have
probably
done?
has to help him with the rehab and stuff.
oh, yeah.
That's going to be awkward.
I'd love to be able to tape that up, but I can't see out of my black eye.
Right.
Yeah.
So I found out that they do, for the Hickory Nights, they have like a special focus. So I think one of the upcoming ones is going to be, the focus is going to be Crispus Attucks.
Yay!
Really? Nice.
Is that when
They've been listening to the pod. I like
Hickory
it.
beat Crispus Attucks? Or was it the year after when Crispus Attucks beat the shit out of Hickory? I know Hickory's a fake school.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I'm aware of that.
The latter, I think.
Okay.
I can't repeat that because I can't remember what the hell you're talking about.
I'm talking about a fake school beating a real school in scenarios that never happened. So, why can't you keep up, Joey?
We don't have to play small to play pace and space.
Right.
Right? And now that we've got a legitimate stretch 4 and maybe someday a stretch 5 in Miles Turner, we can play very much a pace and space sort of game and still focus on the sort of defensive fundamentals of Smash Math, with which Frank Vogel's never going to let go of. It's clear this team never really had any interest in moving away from.
How this change in philosophy might affect Frank Vogel's job security, right? It was clear in the offseason that that Larry Bird wanted to play smaller and faster, and we didn't know whether Frank Vogel was that guy to do that. And now it's sort of halfway through the season, and Vogel has, I think, decided that the best lineup, the formation that gives him the best chance to win ball games is a bigger lineup, which suits his coaching style, his possession-oriented style.
I really do think that if this team doesn't make the playoffs in an East that's for the taking right now, not that you can win the East because the Cavs are really good, but everybody else is so jumbled up. The Pacers are currently 7th. They're 3 games out of 10th spot and 3 games out of the 3rd spot. Mm-hmm. There's an opportunity here with the talent that we have with Monte Ellis and Paul George. Paul George, who is a starting forward in the All-Star game, that should be enough to make the playoffs in the East. And if we don't do that, I think Vogel has to be the one to fall on the sword.
And Devin Booker, the youngest ever to compete in the three-point competition there. This one, as in years past, you shoot 25 shots from different points around the arc. I think they're doing you just get to have one rack is all money balls again, and you get to pick where you want that to be. So that's a little bit of an interesting wrinkle.
Steph Curry will put it at half court.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome. If you put it out like by the logo or whatever at center court. The last competition of the night, the thing that we all can do but choose not to is participate in the slam dunk competition.
It's the Verizon slam dunk.
Yeah, now it's the Verizon one. Yeah,
It used to be Sprite, right?
Yeah.
Sprite.
I miss Sprite.
They gone.
Yeah, it's an unhealthy beverage. That's probably why they got rid of it.
Well, actually, I thought the skills challenge is a Taco Bell skills challenge.
Oh, so that's not why they got rid of it then.
Well, I think that they should, in order to make it a real challenge, make them eat Taco Bell first. Then maybe that evens out the field and the bigs do better, right?
Sure.
Slows everybody down.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe they put a toilet on the end of it so you go faster.
Best slam dunk contest I've ever seen. Is Jordan Wilkins good? I mean, it was absolutely sick. Zach LaVine had great dunks. Aaron Gordon, I think everyone should go watch this, and we'll link to some highlights of it. But Aaron Gordon has one where he jumps over his mascot, who's holding the ball in his hand or something, or on his head, and he goes under his legs somehow. Like, the whole thing is just bananas. The first time I saw it, I thought he went between the legs. But you go back and watched it, it was underneath his legs. He was L-shaped in the air, head at the rim, and throws this thing down with ferocity. Best dunk I've ever seen.
Not good enough to
honestly,
win.
I thought he got robbed. The reality is that every dunk that every one of those that both Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon did, they were all 50s. There's apparently no format for a tie, so they just sort of just kept dunking, which made everyone really happy.
I wish we could solve a lot of disagreements like that. Just keep dunking.
Dunk more.
Just dunk it out. You know, as a fan, there's no losers here. I mean, except for Aaron Gordon, he lost. But
yes, he lost. He sucks. Zach LaVine, to his credit, when he was given the trophy, he was like, "Look, this should be a co-champion situation. They need to give Aaron Gordon his trophy. Neither of us practiced any of those dunks. This is the best slam dunk contest I've ever seen. It's been a long time. It's been since Vince Carter since I got excited about a slam dunk contest.
we recorded the last show just before the All-Star game started, and it has concluded, obviously, at this point.
They're still scoring.
They basically still are. That game was crazy, as most of the All-Star games are. Game finishes up. West wins 196-173. The poor Eastern team could only muster 173 points. Paul George scored 41, was one shy of the all-time record I think Wilt Chamberlain set in like 1962.
One of the themes of the trade deadline was that no big names moved, basically. And one argument for that is that other teams felt like, well, it's the Spurs or the Warriors or the Cavs that are going to win the title, so why even try to make a move to contend with those guys? Do you think that was really a it's a very Eeyore thing?
Not that it matters anyway.
You're absolutely right. We didn't do any damage. We didn't upgrade, but we didn't do any damage. First rule is do no harm, right?
Yeah. Who was that guy? Hippocrates?
Yeah, the Hippocratic Oath.
Gotcha.
Good guy.
He was a decent guy.
I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with a hungry Hippocrates joke or something. I can't quite get it.
That may take a while.
Can't quite get there.
Because they must have really thought they were going to be good. I mean, the Nets must have thought, hey, we've got a shot at the playoffs. I mean, that's
you think Prokhorov was like, yeah, pencil us in for 50?
I do.
Yeah, he probably was.
Your coach.
And then he was like on his yacht and he checked his Yahoo Sports app and he's like, what? 15 wins. Fire him. That was a horror. He was like Hispanic in that accent. Yeah, I mean, Vogel definitely, he has led this turnaround, led that Pacers team to the playoffs that first season after he took over, where we played the Bulls pretty tough. And
real tough.
And then to 2 Eastern Conference Finals.
And there's no question that these guys love playing for him, so.
Mm-hmm.
We like him, and just as importantly, the players like him. Maybe it's slightly less importantly than me liking him.
Yep.
But
Colson thinks, not even to razz you, but you think that if he does not make the playoffs with this team, then he's going to get fired.
I think there's a chance at that, yeah.
Sure.
Would I agree with that? Not necessarily, but I think,
Did you say you don't agree with that?
No, I mean, what I'm saying
He
is
doesn't agree with himself. That's correct.
No. I agree with the fact that he might get fired, or no, that he will get fired if we don't make the playoffs. That's my statement, but I don't think that that's necessarily a good idea. I'm saying that that's what will
So you're
happen.
covering all your bases.
Yes. I didn't agree with it if it happens. Even though I predicted it.
And these tenses are screwing me up.
I'm so confused.
All right, if we could do, it's not hard, but if we can do 15 to 20 minutes, do 15, 20 minutes, I think would be great. Damn.
Could have said that's what she said like 8 times. That was awesome.
You just made my day.
Walking, that's what she said joke.
We're first or second in the league in games decided by 5 or less points.
On the bad end of that.
On the
right.
on the absolutely wrong end of that. This is a really bad loss.
Yeah, and I don't want to put too much into one game. I don't mean to sound too cranky, but
I'm pretty cranky about
I'm
this.
a little cranky. But
Antetokounmpo, he was their
he was their point guard.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Who's like 6? How tall is he?
6'9".
6'9".
He's taller than you, I'm pretty sure. I don't know exactly the height, but I'm pretty sure he's taller than you.
This is your analysis is why the fans keep coming back, John.
He's bigger than a bread box. That's all I know. But I'm not overly concerned about Paul George. I think it'll be all right.
Okay. All right.
Paul
Thank you for
George.
indulging me in
Do you feel better? Not really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He feels as much better as you and I can make him feel better, which is not that much.
That's not
We
that
are
much, right?
Not very good at what we do.
No, it more has to do with my insecurities and anxieties that rest way too heavily on how the Pacers do and what's going on in their world.
Sure. And what if we've hit like the lottery, the basketball lottery where we get a top 10 player and that's great. Maybe we could contend for a title, but he's the one guy that can't lead a team. That sort of insecurity.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that. Crap. Oh, crap.
But no, I do think that Miles Turner's enthusiasm is in and of itself a really positive thing for this organization.
Yeah.
From top to bottom. Sometimes we're just a little bit too much business. We don't have quite enough fun, and I think that Miles Turner can help be a cure to that.
That Dallas game is weirdly at 2:00 in the afternoon. So set yourself a reminder.
Why is that? It's not.
You will miss that.
It's not like it's the first half of a doubleheader or something. It's not even nationally televised.
Maybe that helps us with the time change or something. I don't know.
Can you elaborate on that?
So if we're going backwards in time when we go to Dallas, right?
Yep.
And so
Yep.
That works.
right, and Dallas has got to wake up earlier to make this game than they would normally. And since we are on a later time in our own bodies, it's going to feel more like 5 o'clock, right?
Yes, this game's just going to happen in a different multiverse.
I feel like we can win this game because of the time.
Because of the time travel.
Yeah, the time.
That does.
I think historically time travel has really helped the Pacers. Chase Budinger waived by the team. I think they
Bye,
bought
Chase.
out the contract. But
That's
he's gone.
official. That's done.
That part is done. Yes.
Yep.
He's gone. So he's done.
Did you put together a montage of Chase Budinger highlights, Colson?
Yeah, it's only 10 seconds long now.
All of our
Clips.
it included a lot of jump shots from that stretch where he was like 1 for 25 from 3-point range.
We didn't talk a lot about him during the season, although I thought he was a professional basketball player who, played hard when he played and smart. So, thanks for wearing a Pacer jersey, Chase.
Yeah, good cup of coffee.
So the rumor on the street is because he was let go after the March 1st date, he cannot play in the playoffs. So it sounds like a team who will not be going to the playoffs is chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Painted yourself in a corner, didn't you?
I did.
Then I immediately apologized to the listener.
But it sounds like the Phoenix Suns are trying to pick him up. The unofficial part, which should be complete here soon, is Ty Lawson. Pacers apparently are close to inking a deal with him. Troubled history recently, and so he's just been let go into the ether from Houston. We may absorb him into our essence here soon.
I'm with everybody else. I feel like this could be great, but I don't think it's gonna move the needle too much either way. I don't think it can destroy us. I don't think it's gonna create us. It's therapy 101. This guy's not going to create or destroy us as a team. But I think
Where did you go to
I'm
school?
optimistic.
The conservation of energy right now.
I'm optimistic.
Fine, I'm going the other way. Then he'll either create or destroy us. I don't know.
That's a bold prediction. And I don't even know what that means.
Do I? But I'm going
I think
with
somehow we broke a law of physics, though, in the last 5 minutes.
Wow. We've been talking for a long time about not being able to close these games out. This may be changing. They finished this one off winning in Dallas, 112-105. And now I think I want to talk about George Hill coming up huge. Hit a bunch of threes at the end of the game. And the reason I bring that up is A, because it's awesome, and B, because I'm drinking from the Triton Brewery, the hometown hero, Golden Ale.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
It's very good. It's tasty to my palate.
Does George Hill get kickbacks off of that?
I am assuming not.
I don't half-ass my fandom at all, right?
That's respectable.
Yeah.
That's full-ass stuff right there.
Maybe he went a little overboard, but John Henson is a tech machine, which was also the name of my band in high school. Tech Machine.
Tech Machine. Huh?
Yeah.
What kind of music was that? I don't remember that one.
You'd think it was tech. No. But, but no.
No, it was classical. I mean, Carmelo's not a knucklehead. He's a lot of things, but he's not a knucklehead.
That's true.
He's sort of, I would say that he's been a selfish kid for a lot of his career, but that's not a knucklehead. And frankly, if somebody, I've always said, if somebody gave me $100 million, I would die in, a torrent of cocaine and hookers, right? Like, he hasn't done that. He's been a little selfish as a ball player, maybe, but he's done a lot better than I would have did.
Shout out Mama Harper.
You said a torrent?
Yes, a torrent. A hurricane. Wow. The title of this episode will be Mom, Don't Listen to This Show.
There was a report during the San Antonio game. I think Jeremiah Johnson was talking about. He was talking to Ty Lawson. He's like, so what's, is it going to be hard for you to learn the playbook, or, is it going to be a big learning curve to get into the rotation here? And he was saying that no, he played under Brian Shaw in Denver, and they run a lot of the same stuff in Indiana. Which on the one hand is nice because Ty Lawson hopefully will quickly integrate, and I think we saw that he has the ability to affect the game right away. But on the other hand, it kind of gave me pause that we're still running the same stuff that we were running when Brian Shaw was on the team. Yeah. Is that a real thing? Is that just maybe the bones of it are the same and there's lots of hopefully flourishes on top of that? Or I guess my question is, what is Nate McMillan doing? What is his job exactly?
What is it exactly that you do here?
I'm a people person, damn it.
I'm a people person. I deal with the engineers.
Again, lose a close one. This one goes to overtime, actually. Toronto wins 101-94. Pacers are now 1-7 in overtime, which is, I've never seen anything like it. They can go the distance See, I think this is why they should have ties in basketball.
Okay, well, we've definitely moved up, right?
Yes,
Offensively?
a lot. Absolutely.
But hasn't the whole league moved up as far as the pace and their scoring has gone up? So are we actually scoring more because we're scoring more or because the league is scoring more?
Are you asking if our scoring increase is keeping up with inflation?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm asking. So last year or 2 years ago, what was our offensive rating?
So 2013-14, we were 96.7 points a game, which was 24th in the league.
Okay.
And our offensive rating was 23rd. And this year we are 18th in points per game and 25th in offensive rating, for whatever that's worth.
Ooh.
And our pace has gone from 20th to 11th. So that's a significant jump.
Sure.
But it hasn't really helped us be a lot better. We're just doing it faster.
Yeah, we're playing 500 ball faster. That's what we're doing.
And I tell you what, it's more exciting to do it faster.
Oh, can I just mention quickly that Dwight Howard is about to get suspended for putting stickum on a basketball
You put it on the ball?
during a timeout?
You can't do that.
What
My
a
favorite-
joker.
His response was like, I do it every game. I don't understand
I've
what
been
the
doing
big
this
deal
for
is."
5 years. What's the problem?
Apparently it's illegal. It's a banned substance.
It's a banned substance. So they should suspend him for 5 years worth of games.
Yeah. He should have to vacate all of those wins.
What? So this is how he dunks the ball with stickum?
No, I think it's how he rebounds the ball, but
Wait. If the ball is sticky, couldn't other people be stuck to it?
yeah, but they're all shorter and
Wiser and somewhat more free. This is my theme for English Beat.
I forget where I read this, but we're at a 3-week CJ Mile hot stretch away from being a lottery-bound team. Like, he caught fire in the month of November, and that's basically the only reason we're above 500 right now.
right.
Brooke Lopez puts up 23 and 9. He just ate the Pacers. Just ate them up in the fourth quarter.
Every game is huge now. It seems like we flip up and down. We're trading with Detroit between 7th and 8th, it seems, every night. And then the Bulls are lurking right there. So it's important to get every win that we can right now.
No mistakes, right?
Can't afford it.
So I predicted no turnover week.
Jan and Tyler's race for the Yinkadare Cup.
Well, no, I just don't. I feel bad for Jan because he's not going to be able to hold on to the Yinkadare Cup. He's too good at passing now to have the Yinkadare Cup. Tyler Hansborough has 7 assists this season. 7 assists.
Has he hit the minutes threshold, though? Isn't there a minutes threshold?
No, there is. There's a 5. Well, he's actually closer than you'd think. The 500 minutes threshold, he's got 320. He won't make it for the season, but sorry, Jan, you're not going to hold on to the Yinkadare Cup.
He's too good.
He's too good. He's too good.
That's what hurts him in the Yinkadare Cup.
So
Being
you're
good.
giving special dispensation then to Tyler Hansborough and giving it to him anyway?
No, what I'm saying is he should win it, but he's probably not going to get the minutes.
Well, but you haven't set up any other competitors for him. It's a one-man race right now.
I'll come up with something at the last minute. It's my game. I can do whatever
Okay,
the hell
just
I
throw
want.
it together at the end of the year. That's
right.
fine.
That's right. We do it like 2 weeks before the end of the season. It'll be fine.
Yeah, which would be now.
Yeah, it's like tomorrow. I kind of
Why
do things
do
at the
today?
last minute. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why do today what you could put off until tomorrow?
That's right. Let's get it on the next pod, all right? Leave me alone. I got beer to drink.
This week, I'm drinking a new one that I've never had before. This one's called Chew High. It's a grapefruit. It's a grapefruit drink. I don't know exactly. It's a shochu grapefruit beverage.
Lost me at show, buddy.
But it
1
does
for the
have
money, 2 for the show, chew to get ready, 4 to go. I don't know.
How many of these Dos Equis did you have?
I mean, I think that for me, the biggest thing that we need to resolve is still the issue that started this season, which do we want to be a small ball team or do we want to play two bigs? We went out of our way to draft Miles Turner, who is a small ball center. Clearly, Frank Vogel has shown no signs that he wants to commit to that. But at some point, Frank and Larry got to get on the same page before the offseason when it's time to start looking at personnel, right? I think that the idea that the Pacers are falling apart under the weight of a misshapen and inferior roster is maybe a little bit strong.
Sure.
But it is clear that Larry Bird had one thing in mind, and now Vogel has gone in a different direction. And even before the season started, we talked about how Vogel's job might be in jeopardy because of this very dissonance. So it's going to need to get resolved, but that's an off-season problem. Right now, our team is on the floor.
I just really don't like the fact that there's teams out there that are intentionally losing. Like, that's just not fun to watch. And I think it sends the wrong message to the children. And I think that's what basketball is about, the children.
It's all about the kids.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Fair enough.
Great transition.
Just talk about it till I'm completely sick. I think that's a perfect setup for our end of the year Undebeat Awards.
Yay!
We do have one of our awards to hand out, I think. As I've called them, the Undebeat Awards. We'll just make everybody else a winner.
Very excited. Colson, you want to take us through all of our categories?
Sure. I don't know if everybody remembers, we do Undebeat Awards at the end of the season. It's not a prediction of what the NBA is going to do. It's kind of what we decide as a podcast, and we do it sort of Quaker style. We'll all put out our opinions. We'll talk about it. We'll try to get to a consensus. If not, we have to stay in the room until we figure it out, or we have to kill somebody and drag them out.
Just like the Quakers.
That's how the Quakers do it, right?
Yeah, just like the Quakers.
If you got a dissenter, you have to kill them, right? That's how it works? Okay.
Wow.
And just for the record, the NBA MVP award is named for Maurice Podoloff.
Really?
Yep, first NBA commissioner. And president of the NBA. Served from 46 to 63, interestingly. Thank you, Wiki.
Nice.
So what's the actual name of it?
Maurice Podoloff.
The Maurice Podoloff Award?
Trophy, yeah.
Trophy.
Is his middle name Vladimir? It's
No, it's David.
Maurice Vladimir Podoloff.
Maurice
the
David Blatt
MVP.
Podoloff.
That's why it's called the MVP.
In Mother Russia, we don't give awards. Awards give us.
Yep. We're a little late on him.
Let's take a break, Joey.
Yeah, we should get out of here. Hey, let's take a break. I agree. Colson is off the rails. Someone,
I don't know if there's an antidote for guava mimosas or whatever.
Time.
Snake venom, yeah.
Gentlemen, I think it's time for a break.
Is it not the end of the show?
Oh,
Really?
should have been. I got some music I found. I was digging. Took me a while.
Found some
But these
vinyl?
guys, I found these guys. Hoosier Apex. I don't know much about them, but I'm excited. They got an EP out called Breakfast of Champions. Obviously,
Based on the Vonnegut book, I think.
yeah, they actually mentioned that. We'll get a link in the show notes here. But this song is called Buffalo Wings, which I like. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the song. So we'll get a link. You can
Probably
you can
because
buy it
of
on-
your love of buffalo wings, Joey.
Yeah, big fan of the food, too.
I like the song, so we will we'll get a link. So check it out. Hope you guys like it.
Well, say, can you see the obvious bullshit? The media feeding you from the greediest pulpit. The culprits, NASDAQ and .com, stockade and bondage, stocks and bonds. And we are pawns in a chess game with pennies for nest eggs. Work until the Medicare's there for your chest pain. But look at it, left brain, it's old as the days go. People built a pyramid to credit the Pharaoh. And they rollin' Bentleys, they push a Lotus. They get a bailout and they take a bonus. They place the onus right on the people. The people need convinced big business ain't evil. They use a steeple to throw up a smokescreen. Opiate for masses in a nation full of dope fiends. Whole thing's right there for you to spot, dude. Still they got you sitting watching Fox News like
all day eating buffalo wings and all day it's a slippery thing. It's so class act. All day eating buffalo wings and all day it's a slippery thing. Give me my cash back. All day eating buffalo wings and all day it's a slippery thing. Give me my cash back. All day eating buffalo wings and all day. Biatch. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies and pasty guys with suits and ties, but you despise with beautiful wives and suitable lives you like a taste of. A fat chance with that lack of a pay stub. We say stuff like fuck the man, you suck the spam off the plate that he makes us. Goddamn, when we get a damn clue, and stick a fork in these fucks cause we're done for what they didn't do.
Why did he? Let's burn the whole city and turn down the shit we get served out of pity. Learn how the many can take back the power. Minimum wage, a slave by the hour. How does it change if we don't go to the polls? But come Black Friday, we show up in droves. We can vote for the voice in American Idol, but we lost our voice, now America's idol.
All day eating buffalo wings and all day it's a slippery thing. It's so class act.
We're back from the break. Thanks to Hoosier Apex for that. Like I said, we'll get links in the show notes. If you like it, you are welcome to buy it. Always nice to support your local artist if they're making good stuff. First thing we want to get into, we want to do it right now. Stat of the week. It's a big lump of stats. I'm just gonna smash them into the mic and into your ears.
Joey, stat of the week.
We got to talk. Golden State Warriors set the record for most wins in a season, 73-9. Just an amazing year. Steve Kerr and Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all these guys. They put together an amazing run. You know, they're clearly one of the best teams that's ever played the game, and they sustained it really over 2 seasons. They've been amazing. Last year they were great. This year they're even better. Who knows if we'll ever see anything like this again, unless they do this again next year and just go undefeated and just to say they can do it.
Curry just breaking basketball.
So in that final game, the Warriors obviously going for 73, lots of attention on the team, and then also Curry needed 8 3-pointers to hit 400 for the season. And he went ahead and hit 10, so they got 402 for the season, which is far and away the record for 3-pointers in a season. Like, the next closest is himself last year when he had 285 or 286 or something like that.
Next, we got my stat of the week.
Joey, stat of the week.
Listener Chuck Diesel sent in an article to us.
Chuck Diesel.
From Pacers.com. And pretty cool stat in there. It's about Miles Turner. And one thing I didn't know about him was he just hits some shocking growth spurt, is the way they put it in the article. But he's, I don't have to worry about these kind of things because I'm, a pretty short dude. But he was 6'3" when he was a freshman in high school. But my stat is that his feet grew 3 sizes from 14 to 17 in 2 weeks.
Oh, his mom was so pissed off.
The summer before his junior year, 3 sizes.
That is crazy. 2 weeks. Oh my god.
Which is bananas.
His parents claimed they could hear his bones growing.
Wow, yeah, that was a really good pod. We should link to that. That was a good one.
It was amazing.
Not that Zach Lowe needs our help, but
he
does just fine without us.
We still would link to things that our listeners would find interesting, correct?
Yeah,
even if they're popular, Colson.
I bet nobody's ever approached him at your local bar saying they know who you are.
I'm just trying to do like really hipster links that are irrelevant that you haven't heard of. We can't have popular links. How many hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know how many.
It's a really obscure number. You probably haven't heard of it.
I didn't know that was a joke because you always preface your jokes by telling us that it's a joke.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Losing my touch. Yes.
So that was it. That was the regular season.
All right, let's go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we finished with 45 wins, which I think is right around where all of us kind of predicted this team would be. And of note, slightly better record than the Portland Trailblazers, which I think is just worth saying.
Yep. There's a bet that's going to be settled in Joey's favor, so that's good news.
Yes. Very nice. Nico called me up and manned up and said that our Pacers were better than the Blazers.
I'm sure he said that.
That's what I remember. I was kind of drunk. No, he said, we had a small bet, and the Pacers. I said the Pacers would have a better record, and they did. So he's sending me beer.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, I'm importing you beer, so you better be nice to me, or there's going to be a heavy tax before you see that.
Just going to arrive with a bunch of empty bottles.
You guys recycle here?
So that locks Indiana in against the Toronto Raptors. A team that really, they had taken 3 of the 4 games of the season. And so that's a tough matchup for the Pacers. I've been reading the Doyle articles basically the last couple weeks. So I didn't watch the game since the season was already over. Just working on the autopsy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did see in the newspaper that Saturday, April 16th, there was a game at 12:30. Early game, kicking off the playoffs. How bad did the Raptors win that game, guys?
They won it so bad that it was -10.
Wow, -10.
They
So of
won
course,
by
Pacers
-10.
win 100-90 in Toronto, and this is just another year. Toronto loses game 1. I think for their franchise, they're 1-8 in game 1s in the playoffs. Come on, guys!
Wow.
What I like about our predictions is that we do have data, but it's a very small sample set. By the time we actually deliver it, completely blown up. So feel free to laugh at us, fans. Yeah, it's the worst of both worlds.
The number 2 Toronto Raptors are playing the Indiana Pacers from Indiana. I don't know. I think this was probably a Toronto sweep, right? We're all on the same page.
Seems mathematically possible.
They're very hungry after getting embarrassed so badly the last couple of years. I'm gonna go Pacers in 6. I think they're gonna do it in Toronto, and then the team is gonna fold or relocate.
Well, no, that would be in Indy, right? If it's in 6, it's in Indy.
Oh no,
Yeah, game 6 would be in Indy.
Oh, that's right.
Is that okay?
Oh right, I've seen. The thing is, I've been watching Toronto. I keep forgetting they're the higher seed.
Oh, wow! All right,
wow.
So we'll do it at home.
You're walking on thin ice, my friend.
I will be curled in a ball in my bathroom, crying, probably before this game.
While your girlfriend takes a shower in the fourth quarter.
Exactly, in the fourth quarter. It's gonna be.
Why do you watch Pacers basketball again? I don't understand what you get out of this.
It's like my favorite thing in the world. It's really my favorite thing in the world. But it's,
I should see the things he doesn't like.
Sure.
All right, Toronto at 6. I hate myself, but that's what I'm going.
You going to the game, right, Joey?
I don't have my tickets yet.
Or 4?
What's up?
You going to game 3 or 4?
I don't know. I mean, if they're not sold out, I'll do my best to get there. Yeah, I don't know. My rep never called me, so I don't know. Got a credit card in my pocket, buddy. We'll see what happens.
Is he a millennial? Did he mean to text you? Is that
I don't know. He's got my number. He's got my email address. He's got my fax number. I don't know. What else do you need?
Maybe he faxed you. Maybe that's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the issue.
I rarely check my fax.
There's a stack of paper a foot high on your fax right now.
Yeah.
For some reason, this seems like an anti-Joey thing. Like, Joey had the opportunity to do something on the internet and then was like, nope, I'm going to wait for this guy to call me in this old-fashioned way to get my tickets.
I need to feel special.
You need to be wanted.
Yeah. I want to be wanted. Or I want to be needed. One of those three for sure.
All of the above.
Some permutation of that.
Yes. Shout out to Nico, who's essentially, in his free time, is going through all the podcasts that he missed, and he's sending in all our factual errors, which is pretty much a full-time job.
We've been saying we wanted an intern, but now I'm having second thoughts.
It makes us look bad.
We don't have any control over this intern.
Exactly.
So Game 7, we just finished watching it. Today is Sunday, May 1st. Game was on TNT, 8 p.m. We just finished up. Pacers lose 89-84. Season's over. Raptors win the series 4-3. They are moving on to face the Miami Heat.
Yeah, it's tough to go into somebody else's building in Game 7. You've got to play perfect, and we certainly didn't start out either the first or the third quarter prepared to play perfect basketball. I mean, you start the game with 3 turnovers, coming out a little flat. You start the third with, like you ate a burrito at halftime, and you're like a really big burrito, and now you're like sleepy and also thinking about a bathroom. I don't know.
They're in Canada. Maybe it was poutine.
Yeah, they had like a huge poutine spread at halftime. I feel like that's
Paul
what happened.
George was like, God, I'm so tired. I've played so many minutes. I'm just going to eat this plate of poutine. And then he gets out there in the third quarter and he's like, oh, I'm regretting this decision right away.
I regret this immediately.
There was one other coaching move. The Nets hired a guy who I've never heard of before, Simon Atkinson, who I thought was, is that his name?
Kenny.
Who I thought was Mr. Bean.
Kenny Atkinson?
It's Kenny Atkinson. Okay, sorry. Who is a Rockets assistant?
Hawks?
Is currently a Rockets assistant? Is he still
Hawks?
coaching for the Rockets?
How many drinks have you had?
He was a Hawks assistant?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's off the bud tree.
Damn it.
But they're still playing.
But they're still playing. Is he still coaching for the Hawks?
Yeah.
That seems weird.
It's a conflict
I didn't know you
of
could do
interest.
that. Isn't that tampering?
What's he gonna do? Leak secrets to his new team? He still knows all that stuff. They're not playing in the playoffs. It's okay.
It's confusing. We mentioned a bunch of very big names that are out there who have shown that they can succeed in this league. How do the Nets land on Kenny Atkinson?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's Mr. Bean. So Prokhorov called him up. He says, "Hello, is this Mr. Bean? I'd like you to coach my team."
These conversations are getting shorter.
Yep.
We want to get into it. Frank Vogel, contract not renewed. He gone. And we've got a couple of things to talk about this. We don't know who's going to be the coach. And also, I think we probably want to talk about the way it all went down. Harper, you seem to think this was the best way to go about this.
I think it was handled with the utmost class at every turn. To be clear, he was not fired.
Right.
His contract was not picked up. For the purposes of this conversation, I will be continually referring to it as being shit-canned. So, yeah, I mean, the last day of the season, we lose Game 7, and Bert immediately gets up in front of a mic and says he doesn't know what Vogel's future is. but that he wants to make a decision quickly. He needs to talk to Herb Simon, who's on vacation. So we're just waiting for Mr. Simon to get back to make a judgment, but he doesn't want to let him twist in the wind, which is kind of feel like exactly what he did by coming out publicly and saying that. I don't know. As far as the way that was handled, I thought we could have done a little bit better. I mean, I don't think it would have bothered me that much, but for the fact that I think we all felt like it was pretty raw the way that Hibber got treated on his way out the door. It would have been nice if Larry had drawn something from that about the way that was handled and maybe just, been a little bit more delicate. Clearly that's not something that comes very naturally to him. The media loves that he's very upfront and honest with them, and I get that.
Honest to a fault is what was written about him.
And that is, that's a fair analysis, I think. But I think in the situation of a head coach or a good player, you would like to be able to, show some appreciation for them by letting them leave with some dignity.
Bird's been watching this shitty offense for the past 5 years. 5.5 years, right? He's sick of it. At some level, I was sick of it, so I had come to terms with the Vogel firing. You know who's orchestrating that offense? Nate McMillan for the past 3 years. So let's just promote this guy? I don't understand what's going on. It doesn't make it. Bird has zero plan. He has no plan at all. As evidenced by the fact that at the press conference, it was asked,
he said that he has no
do you have a list of candidates? He's like, we're formulating a list. I have some guys that I want to bring in. And then last Thursday, I believe it was, he was at the NBA Combine, the draft combine in Chicago, and somebody asked him, how's that interviewing process going? He's like, we haven't started our search yet at all. And then Saturday night, he's hired Nate McMillan. He talked to no one. He interviewed no other candidates. What the F is going on? Who does that? And if that was your plan, just say that at the first press conference. Be like, look, Frank is not my guy. I don't get along with him. Nate has a proven record of being a mediocre coach in this league, and I'm going to give him another shot. Like, why wait? I don't understand. I run a lab, and if I interview an undergraduate intern that's going to get paid $0, I interview like multiple candidates before I even let them near my lab.
Yeah.
And this is a dude that's running a multi-million-dollar franchise and the most important leader of the team. He doesn't talk to no candidates. Bird just has no plan. That's the thing that's super frustrating about this. How did he not have a list? And how did he not interview people? I don't understand this.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense at all.
So you're right. Since February, at least since February.
Since February.
Also, I'm sorry, if he should have he should have a list of people. Frank Vogel gets hit by a bus. What do you do?
Can't he just get tired of this at some point? Just walk away. God damn it, Larry.
I mean, he did walk away for a little bit, for like a year, right? Or two.
Yeah, he was out.
Donnie and Kevin Pritchard ran the place for.
He was in the woods with his back because his back hurt.
Sure, his back hurt.
Which is not an excuse for anything.
Hey, you're doing a pod right now with a hurt back.
Yeah, because I got some whiskey.
Yeah.
Maybe he got some. Maybe he just learned to buy whiskey.
Just had whiskey and Budweisers and Marlboro Reds or whatever he does. Sits around a campfire and eats hot dogs off a stick. Chews dip. I don't think what did he do in the woods?
I don't think you chew dip though.
Wiped his ass with leaves. I don't know.
You could just bring toilet paper. I guess.
What do you do if you don't chew dip? What do you do with that? You just dip.
No, you just put it in your mouth.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what Slick's opinion of this coaching decision, coaching hire.
That's a great
would
question.
Well, and Mark Boyle was, he said that Game 5 was the worst loss he'd ever been a part of as a member of the Pacers organization. That's a little bit in the moment hyperbole because, again, I think the 4-point play was worse. But Game 5 was pretty brutal.
Sure.
How does he feel about this? I trust that guy. He's been around the organization longer than I've been, masturbating.
Oh, boy. I went to a place I could not have foreseen.
Can I get that on a t-shirt?
I like how you were doing the math in your head too.
I thought you were going to say something like reasonable, but
I was doing the math.
It should be an interesting offseason, though. I would imagine that there's going to be a lot of movement, but who knows? I think that every year, and it's not necessarily what happens. Who's going to overpay Harrison Barnes like 3 times what he's worth? I mean, that's another guy who he's pretty good, right? But you take him out of that system, and is he really going to be worth the money that he's going to get paid?
Exactly right. Probably not. I feel like he's a really good version of Harrison Barnes. Maybe I lump them together because they both went to Carolina, but
of who?
Wait, who?
Of Harrison Barnes is a better version of Marvin Williams. Did I say he was a better version of Harrison Barnes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
I also like that one too.
Sorry, my brain is.
You're the best you can be, Harris. There's a full-out bidding war between the Grizz and Orlando because they both landed on Vogel basically at the end of their coaching searches, which was the right move. He was the best coach at that point.
Wait, what's a coaching search?
That's that thing where you pull a name out of a hat.
Mm. And then you just look around the room and point to somebody and open up your checkbook.
It's spin the Keystone Light. Whoever it lands on is the new coach.
Man, I should have gone to the bar. It could have been me. We almost lost our chickens to hawks today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's not a metaphor. Like, the hawks almost ate our chickens.
Yeah, I know. You got to put some chicken wire over that shit.
We had them running free in the backyard. Free range.
That's right. The eggs taste better when they run around.
So you can taste the fear.
That's the best part, really. How was the race?
It was loud and hot like it is every year. I mean, it's I don't know.
The people. The cars aren't as loud as they were.
I don't know. They're still pretty loud.
No.
I mean,
they're pretty loud, but they're significantly quieter than they were when I was younger.
Okay, is that because you've lost your hearing as you've gotten older?
And what's really great is PG's doing his own promotions. I mean, he's on vacation in Europe. I think it was in Santorini or Mykonos, and he was rocking his own jersey at the beach. What?
Maybe it was. Maybe he can't afford to buy his own clothes. I mean, the NBA the team provides those for him.
Maybe he was just showing the Greek kid. Maybe he just got off the court. He's showing the Greek kids how it's done.
Sure.
Well, Jason, Mykonos don't much about this, but what I would say is, sometimes I wake up and only have my work shirt left and have to wear it. Okay. So maybe that's what happened.
And let me ask you a question: when you go on vacation, do you pack your work shirts into your suitcase?
Okay, so no, I don't do that. So yeah. You win.
But PG doesn't do his own packing. Come on.
Okay,
sure,
maybe
or
that's
his
the
own
case.
laundry.
Maybe that's
so.
We're talking about Paul George's shirt. I remember I saw one that and I have a link to it. Is this is Tim Duncan wearing a shirt that says 4 out of 3 people struggle with math. This man does his own packing. George Hill, Jeff Teague, and the Pacers' 20th pick, the Utah pick, were all swirled around. Jeff Teague ends up as a Pacer. George Hill ends up in Utah, and I guess Atlanta gets Utah's pick. But in effect, for the Pacers, they swap point guards. This has been rumored. This was going on. This rumor is not new. I heard. I remember hearing about this All-Star, trade deadline last season. This specific trade. So the Pacers get a true point guard, which people have been clamoring for, but at the expense of George Hill, the hometown hero, is now in Utah.
I was pretty upset. I think largely because we traded George Hill for Jeff Teague. I've been kind of beating Teague up for his defense and more of a slasher than a shooter, and we need shooting because he kind of replicates what Monta Ellis does. And on some of those things are true, but Harper's helped to convince me that he's a better defender than I think he is. Looking at his numbers, looks like he's a better shooter than I thought he was. and he did a press conference with the Pacers, and totally won me over.
That's how he really got.
He totally won me over, man. He was so great in that, like just humble and funny and intelligent. And one of the questions near the end of the interview was, they called George Hill at the beginning of when they call him for the starting lineup, they call him the hometown hero. What would you like to be called? And he said, "Nah, man, I'm just a kid from Indianapolis." And I was like, "That's pretty cool.
Oh,
I love it."
Gets you right in the feels.
It did. So I'm all in.
I swear it could stick too. Kind of works.
We got a new power forward.
Is his name
how did
CJ
this one
Miles?
No, even though I am interested to see what happens with CJ next year. He was. If we could take the good parts of last year and extend those out over a whole season, that would have been great. Or it will be great for next year. But the Pacers traded away their first-round draft pick, the 20th one, to the Brooklyn Nets for Thaddeus Young, who you may not have heard a lot about. I know, I remember him more on the 76ers. The last two teams, 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets, are two teams you probably wouldn't spend your time writing home about. And, but he's a quality guy. And, if that's the five, I guess we don't know exactly what the starting unit would be for the team. If they're going to run Miles Turner at the 5, Young, Paul George, Ellis, and Jeff Teague, I don't know. Seems legit to me. I'm happy with running with that if we can't make an upgrade somewhere else. So,
hey, look, I really like this Thaddeus Young pickup. He's a professional basketball player, and he's gonna be able to give you some points and some rebounds and play tough defense. He's a legitimate starting level player, and we weren't gonna get that with the 20th pick. So this is a savvy pickup by Bird.
I didn't like him early in his career when he was in Philly because he was like the main option. And he's not a great guy as the main option. But when he's your fifth option on offense and he's just there like picking up weird offensive rebounds or making the right cut at the right time to the rim, which he does instinctively. His basketball IQ is great. He's going to help this team.
Floating out to that.
He's going to score 12 points a game, and you're not going to have to call a single play for him the entire game.
And I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking bad about Thaddeus Young, because I'm not.
Yeah, no. I don't. Yeah.
Fun fact about him, his name is Greek, means heart.
No shit. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I like that. Or courageous heart, even better. All we did was go out and we did the first two things that we needed to do. We upgraded at 1 and we upgraded at 4. We didn't have a 4 last year. We just didn't have one. Now we have one. We've got an NBA point guard who's been an all-star. So that makes us better. That makes us much better. If we can maintain the defense that we've played and go into the season knowing that we're going to get more easy shots, which is what we struggle with, which is why we were terrible at closing games, because we could not manufacture offense late in games, we should be, just with Jeff Teague and a serviceable 4, we should be plus 10 in the win category, right?
Yeah.
If Paul George plays the same, I think that this is potentially a huge step up for us.
We also have a new coach in the process as well.
We have a new coach
who may not yes.
Oh no.
Who may not emphasize defense as much.
Hey, we got Dan Burke, man.
Yeah, Dan Burke is still on the team.
That guy is nuts. Right now, he's practicing yelling at players in the mirror.
We also added a apparently amazing player in the draft at number 50, Jorge Nyang. Is that right?
Definitely not.
Georges Nyang. They made him sound like he was the best player in the draft, but we picked him up at 50, so he's probably not. I don't.
So Kevin Durant, obviously the biggest name on the free agent market
ever
this summer. Yeah. Well, I guess LeBron James is also on the free agent market. Pretty big name.
Yeah.
Has decided to go to the Golden State Warriors to team up with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green et al. To try to win some titles. I didn't see this coming. Did you see this coming? I sort of assumed that he was gonna go back and roll the dice with OKC one more time, considering how close they got last year. But
that was the thing that made sense. I mean, they were so close. He's not going to sign a mega max no matter what this year. And it seemed like OKC was poised to do the damage. We'll have to go back and listen to the tape. I know we've talked about this before. I mean, I get the Warriors. If I was going to leave, I would go to the Warriors. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I did not see this one coming. I thought for sure OKC.
So you have the potential with this team to have 3 dudes that could shoot 50, 40, 90. 3 dudes. If you, and I know you agree with this, you have Draymond Green on that team, so you have 4 of the top 12 to 15 dudes in the NBA on the same team. I don't know that that's ever happened in NBA history.
2 of the top 3, potentially?
Yes. You definitely have 2 of the top 3. Which is outrageous.
It is pretty outrageous.
I'll show this to you guys. The fans won't be able to appreciate it, but I have a full page of nerd out notes on the schedule.
I like it.
So what I'll do is I'll just start,
yes,
and you guys can
please, because
sprinkle in.
You guys have been doing this show with me long enough to know my idea of preparation is 2 beers.
First, let's discuss our favorite quadrennial. Is that how you say it? Tradition, the Olympics. Olympic basketball just concluded, and shout out to the men's and women's team from the United States who both took home the gold. I would say the women in a much more impressive fashion than the men, but the men got her done. And most notably, or at least my favorite pacer, Paul George, purported himself quite well. He became the defensive stopper on that team, kind of the spark plug off the bench guy, and completed his journey from, that horrific leg injury 2 years ago to now being a gold medalist. So congratulations, PG.
Shout out.
Joey, I'm glad you're back. We were worried about you. I heard we discussed last week that you got a chainsaw. So I'm excited to hear about how that's going.
Yes, we had those storms come through.
How's your hand stump?
The storms messed up the backyard pretty good, ripped out the power lines and the internet lines and just all over the yard. So the first thing I did was after I left work was go to Lowe's and got the biggest chainsaw they had, and really just had a lot of fun in the backyard. Just
chopping up trees.
Chopping up trees, just revving it up real good. Just letting it rip, man. It's real fun.
Seems fun.
Yeah, just the first day I took off my boots and there was just sawdust everywhere. Like
I don't need to cut anything down, but I feel like I'm going to start just chopping down trees anyway.
Just there's trees everywhere. Like do someone a favor.
Hit the park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trees.
And who's going to stop the guy with the chainsaw?
I'll just get like one of those bright orange pennies. No one will ever say anything.
Exactly.
How did the chickens like it?
The chickens are not real bright though. You're running around with the chainsaw, not running, but you just jog with the chainsaw.
That's this in the safety manual. Make sure you only jog.
It says do not run. You don't run.
Want to have the most fun you've ever had watching a game show?
And let's play Where That Player At.
So where that player at? This is a way for us to, kind of come back from the off season, brush up on our NBA knowledge, and prep ourselves for the upcoming season. Also helps, I think, you, the listeners, kind of keep up on stuff. that's what you pay us for, right? To keep up on this stuff, so you don't have to.
I think pay is a strong word.
Just a reminder of the rules. I make them up, and I will randomly select on one of you, and I will give you the name of a player. If you can tell me where they've moved to in the offseason, you get a point. And if you can guess close enough to their total salary, you get a second point. If no one knows the answer, if the person I call on doesn't know the answer, it then goes to the group, whoever buzzes in faster or whatever. We don't have buzzers. Like I said, the rules don't matter, the points don't matter, but it's very intense usually. Do we know? Has everybody won? Is that right? I think we've done it 3 years and everybody's got a victory.
I think that's right.
Is that right?
Yep.
So this was really for the bragging rights then. I pretty much manipulate the score. That's why everybody has won once. And also a helpful hint this year, the NBA cap jumped $24 million over the offseason. So there is just a crap ton of money out there. So if you think you kind of are going to be able to guess, before you'd be like, oh, this guy's getting the minimum and you could get away with that, that doesn't work anymore. So just guess higher than you think, and you'll might be closer.
$24 million to everybody's contract.
Correct. Jason, do you know where everybody's favorite ex-Pacer, Jordan Hill, is going to be playing basketball next season?
He is playing in Phoenix.
That is not correct.
Damn it.
Joey, you got any idea?
Boy, Jordan Hill. So not Phoenix. Okay.
So basically 28 other teams you can guess.
Right.
Phoenix, not
Indiana.
Not Indiana.
Former Pacer.
Okay. You did say former Pacer, right? Boy, man. So what about Charlotte? That seems like a place for him.
It does seem like a place for him, but that is not where he is.
No.
Hartford, he got this?
I feel like it's someplace north.
Yes.
But I don't know whether it's like Milwaukee, Detroit, or Minnesota.
I don't
even know what conference it is.
It's Minnesota. I'll give you a point for it.
I love these rules.
Jason, do you know where Jan Mahimny is going to be playing basketball next year?
Jan Mahimi just moved into my neighborhood. He's going to be playing for the Washington Wizards.
That's right.
Not true. He's living in some gated area, I'm sure.
It'd be cool though. Just let us believe that. I want him to come over and ask for sugar.
That would be awesome.
You see him at the at the neighborhood meetings.
Neighborhood watch, yeah.
I should go hang out at the French embassy. Maybe he's there.
Yeah, he just sits in the lobby and reads
Yeah.
French philosophy.
Chain smokes.
Chain smokes. Chain smokes very long, thin cigarettes.
That's right. Do you know what he's getting paid? Do you know what your Wizards are throwing at that?
He's getting that Mozgov money.
That is exactly correct, sir.
I think it's 4 for 64.
4 for 64 is correct. Dead on.
Mozgov's a pioneer.
Yeah.
Of decent to mediocre centers getting crazy money.
Yeah, that was Mozgov's first and only assist for the year, is getting Jan Mahimny that contract.
Joey, do you know where Tim Duncan will be playing basketball next season?
You're an ass. He has retired.
He has retired. That is correct, sir.
But his spirit lives on in all of us. So
That's right. That's right.
So that's where he's playing.
Tim Duncan, the 1998 Rookie of the Year, 2-time MVP, 3 times Finals MVP, 15-time All-NBA player, 15-time All-Defensive player, 15-time All-Star, 5 titles, one of just 5 players with 26,000 career points and 15,000 career rebounds, and only he and Kareem can also add 3,000 blocks. The most postseason minutes in NBA history and the second most playoff wins.
and a 71% winning percentage for the Spurs during Duncan's career. It is the best 19-year stretch in NBA history and the best in any 4 major sports of any team during that time. So, not a bad career, Timmy.
Jeez.
Wow. 15-time All-NBA.
It's not bad.
That's insane.
So,
and he's not getting paid, so that's 2 points for me.
His contract is $0 for 0.
Even though I'm assuming the Spurs are going to give him, he actually may be working some role for the Spurs,
like concessions.
What's that?
Like he's pouring beers.
You know what? That's probably what he's doing.
No, I mean, I think he promptly boarded a craft to his home planet once he decided to retire. His people need him back home. Okay, so KG, one of my great joys in college was staying up late and watching NBA on TNT Thursdays. And Kenny Smith had the best accolade for Kevin Garnett that I've ever heard. He said, Kevin Garnett plays basketball like a man trying to eat soup with a fork. Like he is just working his ass off to get that soup. And that's what he did. And during his peak, which I would argue is from the 99-2000 season to 06-07, which is an 8-year peak, he played in 641 of a possible 656 regular season games. In those games, he averaged 39.4 minutes a night. He averaged 22.5 points, 12.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.6 blocks, and 1.4 steals. And he shot 49.3% from the floor. In those 8 years, he started in 7 All-Star games. He made 7 All-NBA teams, 3 firsts, 3 seconds, and 1 third. He made the all-defensive team all 8 times, 6 times first team, and he won the MVP in 03-04. He was incredible to watch every night.
Yep.
I mean, he's going to go down as one of the best ever, for sure.
Just a heck of a player, a heck of a career. Harper and I sat around in I think it was my apartment in college, and we watched he and Steph Marbury win a playoff series. And the announcer at the time said, if you don't love this game, you don't love... And then he got stuck. And he was like, yourself. And I'll always connect that to Kevin Garnett standing on top of the press box and putting his arms up after the victory. It's just he took such delight in the game. So shout out KG.
Yeah, I mean, the thing for me, if Steph Curry didn't come along and do what Steph Curry did the last couple of years, we would definitely be talking about Ray Allen as surefire the greatest shooter in NBA history, right? But what was super incredible about him to me was that when he was in his prime, he was much more than that. Like those days in Seattle, Harper, like he was attacking the basket and distributing, and he was everything. He had, as Monte Ellis says, he have it all. Or he had it all. Yeah. So anyway, bye Ray Allen.
Shouts out.
Yeah, shouts out.
Shouts out. Heck of a career. I'm going to pour a little beer out for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, these superstars of the 2000s are going by the wayside fast now. Kobe's gone. Ray Allen's gone. Garnett's gone.
Tim Duncan's
gone.
And I just accidentally closed my window. That is helpful.
Open up a window. Sit down, John. Sit down, John. For God's sake, John, sit down.
What is that from?
Saltpeter John.
1776, buddy. The classic musical.
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, God. Because they needed saltpeter, Joe, you see, because they were in a war, and they needed the saltpeter.
It keeps down the urges, right?
Yeah, I think it's like multi-purpose. They could use it for fertilizer and gunpowder or something like that. It was a very valuable natural resource.
Oh, I thought it was they would feed it to them, put it in their food to keep down the urges.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Next week on the Undegoogleables, what is saltpeter?
Yeah, no. Major uses of potassium nitrate, aka saltpeter, are fertilizers, tree stump removal, rocket propellants, and fireworks. It's one of the major constituents of gunpowder, and it has been used as a food preservative since the Middle Ages. I don't see anything about the urges.
Okay.
The urges.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're right, Joey. Here you go.
Boom!
According to Snopes.
Why do you know that?
I don't know.
Oh, but it's false. It's a false. There's a claim that the U.S. Army secretly fed new recruits saltpeter in order to suppress their sexual urges.
Okay. Oh, sexual urges. I couldn't remember which urge. This show, we're talking about the Western Conference for this upcoming season. Jason, are you leading us through this discussion again this year?
I believe I am, as I do every year. I shepherd us through our horrible predictions of win totals for every team in the league. So what we'll do this week, we'll do the Western Conference. And in the past, what we've done, the order, we started out, I think, with the name of the city, just to try to mix it up so it's not like we're talking about all the good teams and then all the bad teams. And then we did the nickname. And then last year we did mascot, right? Who the team. So we learned that everybody has a bear as a mascot.
Right.
This year I'm going to do arena names. So we're going to learn a lot about which major multinational corporations are spending their money to name the arenas you go watch basketball in. Next up, team that plays in the Oracle Arena, a.k.a. the Roracle. It's the Golden State Warriors. Last year, this team did okay in the regular season. They won 73 freaking games in the regular season, and then lost in the finals in 7 games after being up 3-1. Kind of a ho-hum offseason. You know, why would you mix things up if you won 73 games and went? Oh wait, no, they signed Kevin Durant. So last year the Pacers were 45-37. They lost a heartbreaker in the first round to the Raptors, and made again one of the teams that made the most changes in the offseason. So we've done this ad nauseum, but basically all of the Hills are gone, and Jan Mahinmi. And replacing them are Jeff Teague, Thaddeus Young, Al Jefferson, Aaron Brooks, and Snakes, who came along with Kevin Seraphin. Crunch Time 5. Okay, you got, or slash starters, is Teague, Ellis, Paul George, Thad Young, and Miles Turner. Key guys off the bench: Stuckey, Jefferson, CJ Miles, Aaron Brooks.
You know, Dan Burke is still around, so we're still going to have that excellent defense. One would think. You know, I would love to see the one-on-one conversations between Dan Burke and Al Jefferson. Like, that would be amazing.
And shout out to Dan Burke for getting some votes from GMs around the league as one of the best assistants.
Yep.
Shout out. How do you think he's celebrating? Do you think he's currently moving Al Jefferson's locker room? Never mind. Sorry.
You have to tell us it's a joke first, otherwise we don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say that he was crushing beer cans with his death stare.
I was thinking that he was moving Al Jefferson's locker into his office so he could just constantly be next to him. Try to get him playing defense.
Just got to keep his arms around him all the time.
That's right. It's going to be his biggest task.
He's going to have to carry around Dan Burke on his shoulders like Yoda. All game, every game.
Oh, man. I would watch that movie.
No, I did end up the closest. As you know, I always temper my Pacer expectations. I feel like 46 is going to be a number that we should achieve fairly easily.
I like that. So it was sort of, you're feigning, not fainting.
Oh.
Your wind tone. you were feigning your wind tonal.
My stars.
You're doing it for the good of the Pacers, is what I mean.
Give me some saltpeter, my
A new segment. What's going to happen is we want the fans to tweet, to email, however you contact us.
Twitter mail.
Website.
Use your Google phone.
Yeah. Get a hold of us. Call us. Text us.
Deliver a handwritten message at trivia.
Send me a raven.
And then if you have Googled something during the week and you found it, thought it was kind of interesting, we would like you to send us that question without giving us the answer, and then we will attempt to answer it on the pod. Okay, so I have some Google questions that people have Googled recently, and I'm going to go ahead and ask those to us. I don't know the answers to these things. I haven't Googled them. And we're going to go ahead and do our best to get the right answer. In the end, it's going to be better and more true than what Google can give you. So, so guys, I'm just going to try a couple. And if one of them works, I'll keep that. If none of them work, we can cut the whole fucking thing out. But I got a couple of options.
I'm definitely keeping that part in.
Oh, are we doing under Googleables?
That was the plan.
Super excited.
You told us we had to, so.
He said we signed up for it.
In the end, it's going to be better and more true than Google can give you. The difference between a Denver omelet and a Western omelet.
Ooh, okay.
Google question.
So let's go Western omelet. You got your ham.
Okay. Ham.
You got green peppers.
Yeah.
You got onions.
Yeah.
Do you have tomatoes in there?
No, you don't. We got cheese. I think it's cheddar cheese maybe, or Monterey. Does anybody know? It's no tomato, though. I think it's just ham, green pepper, and onion.
Ham, green pepper, and onion.
But the Western... Wait, what is that? Is that the Denver one?
That's the Western.
No.
That's the Western.
That's the Denver one. The Western one is just avocado with marijuana. That's all there is.
And I think, I don't know, I was pretty hyped going into this season to get an actual point guard in there. He had the first game looked great. Games 2 and 3 not very good. If he continues like this, we're going to win, maybe 30 games this year because of Jeff Teague, specifically.
Well, we got breaking news here. I want to update people on Basketball Reference. He's not even listed as a member of the Pacers. So he might
Did he get traded again?
By the time this podcast comes out. No,
Who did
I mean,
we get from Utah for Jeff Teague?
Yeah, exactly. I think I was so happy with the first half and even the whole game, I guess, of the Dallas game, because Jeff Teague was doing the things that I always wanted George Hill to do. I think I tweeted that he was like aggressive George Hill. We used to talk about, there's George Hill and then there's aggressive George Hill, which was like, his perfect embodiment. But Teague was aggressive George Hill on crack, like in all the greatest ways that you can be on crack. Like he was super active. He was getting into the lane.
200 to it's Thirsty Thursday. Drink up.
Wow, 200. I want to give a shout out to you guys because not only, this whole experience has been a crazy ride. It started with a conversation, I think, outside of somewhere in Baltimore before a Colts playoff game when we strong-armed Harper into doing the pod. And it's been just
ironically, because I'm the enforcer, so you think I was the one getting you guys in mind.
Exactly, yeah. But it's a real pleasure for me to hang out with you guys from far away every week and just bullshit about Pacers and life and and all that good stuff. And thanks to the listeners for supporting us and letting us do our thing. And for some reason, listening to this craziness.
I'm going to bandwagon with Jason. Love you guys so much. When things are crazy, sometimes what we turn to is sports, and doesn't make everything better, but it certainly helps me deal with the day-to-day stuff. So I appreciate the hell out of you guys, and anybody else who listens. Hopefully you guys get something out of it too.
It's just so awesome that I get to hang out with my friends every week, and you get older, and it's harder to do that kind of stuff. And this is basically just an excuse to do that. So,
and then we force other people to listen to it.
There's very little forcing. We put it out there. We let them know about it, and if they want to join the ride, the more the merrier. I love it.
What is up, Pacer Nation? It is officially past the election day, so I'm assuming that you've had to build your own computer out of trash and old records, because we live in a post-apocalyptic world. So if you're hearing this, it's Thirsty Thursday. Drink up.
A couple winnable games in there for sure. So
we are averaging nearly 120 points a game at home. So the more home games we play, the more points we're going to score. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. But I think only half our games are at home now.
Oh,
that doesn't feel truthy.
Doesn't feel truthy.
The system seems rigged to me.
I think if we can do some scheduled gerrymandering, we could have way more home games.
Got to make these Pacers great again.
Too soon. We should probably get out of here.
All right. Did we talk ourselves off the ledge?
No.
No? Okay.
There's an unequivocal no.
You talked me into sitting on the edge with a 40, and I'll wait.
Oh boy,
we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
The sun will rise tomorrow, right?
I think we've proven this week that always happens.
That's right. Tide goes in, tide goes out. I can't explain it. Sun goes up, sun goes up. Sun goes down. Who knows why?
Every morning I'm surprised. Man.
Let's get out of here, Joe.
Yeah, probably. Well, until next time, you can find us on Twitter. We are at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. Our website is TheUndebeatables.com. You can review us on iTunes. It really helps new listeners find our show. We got t-shirts for sale on the website.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
I think you need a Ricola.
A Luis Scola. Luis Scola.
For a once and always coach, Bobby Slick Leonard. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
What's the Guava remix?
Yeah. I was going to say, what is in that Bloody Mary?
Apparently a penis. I don't know.
I have no follow-up questions.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
That was surprisingly soothing.
Everyone's a snowflake.
I don't know what that means.
I wish Pop could spend some time drawing up some good drawing, drawing up some good singing for you.
It'd probably take him too long. He needs the off season, maybe.
Well, you could do it.
Maybe next season you can just remember when we were going to do the analysis by feeling, by emotion. Maybe next year you can just draw us like impressionist songs, and you can show them to us.
So you have to listen to them.
We'll tweet them out under the hashtag party's over. Hashtag turn out the lights.
John singing through emoticons.
Oh, there you go.
Are you fluent in emoticons?
Oh my.
I still don't know.
He didn't really answer the question.
Oh no, we killed him.
So
quick text
I put
me
out
something.
an ad for a new podcaster weeks ago, just in case.
You've got a folder full of resumes.
Waiting for John to die. I'm feeling much better. I feel like dancing.
The games don't matter.
That's right.
The games
That's right.
don't matter, and the results are made up.
Is this their new tagline that I've not heard about yet?
Yeah.
Like, this is why we play is this year, and next year it's the game.
The games don't matter. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's probably right around time to get the hell out of here. You can find us on Twitter. We are at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Our website is TheUndebeatables.com, where you can send us all a message. You can review us on iTunes. Really helps new listeners find our show. You can review us on iTunes. Really helps new listeners find our show. We got t-shirts for sale. And this is the part where Colson will be singing, but my Skype crashed, and he's going to have to figure it out.
I think right about now would be when Colson's singing his song.
Right. That's right.
Sure.
Reconnecting to Skype.
For a once and always
No.
coach. Is it right about now?
Sure.
Or is it now?
3, 2, 1.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Nailed it.